This daily dose is brought to you by Pirate.Black. ARRR!
A cashless society is coming, like it or not. Governments worldwide are preparing for a shift to digital cash. We must all act now, or the outcome could be very bad for all of us. Privacy in transactions is important. Fascist and totalitarian governments want to turn the world into a big game of Big Brother. And let's just say this. Countries that give up the rights of citizens and place them into the hands of governments have not fared well in the history of the world. Find out why it's so important we don't suffer the same fate, and how we fight. Let's get it. The world may be in huge trouble as we speak. As the New York Post reports, Lowe's home improvement stores have posted signs urging shoppers to pay with exact change or use other forms of payment, as have convenience stores such as 7-Eleven, Pilot, and Circle K, as well as many more according to news reports and social media posts. Now, prior to the pandemic, there was already talk of releasing digital fiat currencies. Earlier this year, the Bank of International Settlements, or BIS, stated that a digital cashless society was now our inevitable future in a PDF from January. BIS compiled research of more than 50 central banks that were polled, entitled Impending Arrival, a sequel to the survey on central bank digital currency. Now, the poll there indicates that as many as 80% are engaging in some sort of work with developing digital fiat currencies, and 80% of banks I refer to. On June 30th, 2020, the U.S. Senate Banking Committee held a hearing on the future of the digital dollar, which means they are taking the digitalization of the U.S. currency seriously. Forbes reports some highlights from the hearing. Senator Tom Cotton, Republican from Arkansas, stated, "The U.S. needs a digital dollar. The U.S. dollar has to keep earning that place in the global payment system. It has to be better than Bitcoin. It has to be better than a digital yuan." Like it or not, the digital dollar is being pushed through the U.S. Congress. Since the U.S. sets trends for the rest of the world as a superpower, that means a cashless society is right around the corner for everyone. China recently rolled out a test of its digital yuan, and this effort was tested by numerous restaurants and retail establishments, including popular Western restaurant chains like Starbucks, McDonald's, and Subway. A cashless society could be extremely dangerous. All of a sudden, governments will know exactly what you are purchasing using their fiat cryptocurrency counterparts. It will all be tracked. One of the reasons is what is happening now in Sweden, who began to go cashless years ago. It included financial exclusion, with buses no longer accepting cash, and some other providers of basic and essential services. If you only have cash, you can't get it. Now, what happened to cash is king? More than half of the country's banks have stopped allowing customers to withdraw cash or pay in notes and coins over the counter, while shops and other merchants are permitted by law to refuse cash payments. It has led to unhappiness among hundreds of thousands of pensioners. A backlash got fully underway when both IKEA and the country's hospitals announced they were no longer accepting cash. The expectation is that Sweden will become completely cashless by early 2023. Many other countries are following suit, starting a bigger trend of an exodus of physical cash to a cashless society. The voiceless elderly, poor and homeless that tend to be overlooked by policymakers will also be affected by a cashless society. Charity organizations warn that if we force our societies over the cashless cliff without a transition period, the most vulnerable members of our societies will be further excluded and isolated. A bank account and an operational smartphone may be given for the middle class, but it isn't for the poor and destitute. Visa recently applied for a digital dollar blockchain patent, which appears to be laying the groundwork for central banks to mint a US-based digital currency. And one of the more frightening prospects happening has to do with Bill Gates, GAVI, and MasterCard. In Western Africa, just recently there is news of the dangerous dark side of going cashless and into a digital economy, financial tyranny, and tracking. Mint Press reports that a new biometric identity platform called TrustStamp partnered with the Gates-funded GAVI Vaccine Alliance and MasterCard that will launch in West Africa and combine the current pandemic's vaccinations, cashless payments, and potential law enforcement applications. Sorry, I can't say the word or they'll demonetize me. A digital vaccination record and identifying system that is also linked to MasterCard's click-to-pay system that powered by its AI and machine learning technology called New Data. A World Beyond Cash and its partnership with GAVI marks a novel approach toward linking a biometrical digital identity system, vaccination records, and a payment system into a single cohesive platform. Open your eyes. A lot of things that people have been calling conspiracy for years are bearing out to become true. Our worst nightmares are coming towards us. Accept this vaccination or you won't be able to pay. That is the implication of all of the above proven facts and data that I've given you. This is where we are heading. But back to the cashless society in general. Like it or not, US Congress and the financial sector are getting ready for a momentous push towards a digital cash era, an effort which is being accelerated due to the pandemic. As such, everyone worldwide should be prepared for what the future might hold and remain vigilant towards potential tyranny from governments able to view our every purchase as a fake post by Dave Ramsey warns, among other things. Although the post turned out to be a fraud, the overall message is a positive one. The time is now to fight back with protests against implementation of Orwellian technology used to push us into a cashless society. It's very scary stuff, guys. How do you believe this could affect our rights and privacy? Thank you so much for watching. Have a blessed day.
Follow the treasure to pirate.black, because financial privacy today is freedom tomorrow. ARRR!